What's good, Shaderi family? Tap that like button and subscribe because this one right here is about to get real uncomfortable real fast. Something about this message does not sit right at all. Claressa Shields just went on a whole rant about fake gratitude, talking about how people say thank you but do not really mean it, and how people switch up the moment you stop doing things for them. But the more you listen to what she's saying, the more it stops sounding like advice and starts sounding personal. This does not feel like wisdom. This feels like frustration leaking out in real time. And once you really break it down, it starts raising a bigger question. Is she calling people ungrateful, or is she exposing something about herself?
People will say thank you and not be thankful. What you mean, champ? People will say thank you for doing everything you've done for me. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for doing X, Y, Z. And then still in their mind feel like, thank you, but you should have did more. You are not truthfully thankful if you still think that more should have been done.
Now let's really get into it, because on the surface, what she's saying sounds real. She's basically saying people will thank you for what you do, but the second you stop doing more, suddenly it is not enough anymore. She's saying people only appreciate you when you keep saying yes, and the moment you say no, everything changes. Now let's be honest, that sounds relatable. Everybody has dealt with someone like that before.
Because how could you say thank you and then you feel thankful, but then in the next breath say, but you should have did this too, and you should have did that too. Be thankful for what anybody has done for you, because at the end of the day, nobody has to do anything. Nobody owes you nothing. Nobody is indebted to you. Everybody is indebted to themselves to be better, to be greater, to make more money, to position themselves. Nobody owe you nothing. Take a look at that. Everybody thankful till you tell them no about something. They thankful for when you gave them $100. They thank you when you gave them $1,000. Like they thank you for when you helped them out with this rent or with that car or with whatever. They thankful. But soon as you say no to something, now, okay, yeah, I'm thankful for what you did for me, but you should have did this too. You should have did that. That's not a person that's thankful. Look at that. Look at that with people.
But here's where things start getting tricky, because when someone keeps repeating the same message over and over, it usually means they are not just speaking in general. They are speaking from a specific situation. And when she says people will say thank you and not be thankful, that does not sound like a random thought. That sounds like somebody who feels used. That sounds like somebody who feels like they gave a lot and did not get the response they expected in return. And here's the problem with that kind of energy. When you start speaking from emotion instead of clarity, you stop seeing the full picture. Everything starts turning into people being fake, people switching up, people doing you wrong, and now suddenly it's people being ungrateful too. At some point, you have to stop and ask yourself, is it really everybody else, or is this a pattern that keeps repeating?
With people. Look at that with people, because that matters also. That matters, and people don't be thankful for real. It really just hit me upside the head, y'all. I was sitting here, and I said, there's no way you can be thankful, but then be sitting here talking about some, but you should have did this too, and you should have did that. You was not thankful for what I did for you. Somebody need to hear this message. That person is not thankful for real. Everybody thankful for when you saying yes, yes, yes. Let you say no. Oh, thank you for doing what you did, but you should have did this too. That ain't right. That is not right. That's not right. Get somebody $10,000, they say, well, you should have gave me $10,000 and gave me a business plan. That ain't right. People do not truthfully be thankful.
Then she brings up the example about giving somebody $10,000 and them saying you should have gave more. And on the surface, that sounds crazy. Most people would say that's ungrateful behavior. But if you take a step back and really think about it, situations like that usually don't come out of nowhere. That kind of reaction comes from expectations being built over time, boundaries not being clear, or patterns being created where people start to expect more because more has always been given. Because if you constantly show people that you are willing to go above and beyond, they are going to start expecting above and beyond. That is not always greed, sometimes that's conditioning. And nobody really wants to talk about that part because it shifts the responsibility. It stops being just about them being ungrateful and starts becoming about how the dynamic was created in the first place.
How did you get there? Because I think the first or second time I met you was at the car show in Shreveport with Fifth. So I was like, well, how did y'all go from being cool to totally that way.
That's 50. Why we here acting like 50 need a reason to mess with somebody?
Right. Because usually there's a reason. There's something that happens.
He gonna troll you tomorrow.
Nah, I know him for a long time, but I was just like, how did y'all get there? Like, it just,
Best friends.
you know.
Good friends. Very tight.
Oh, that'd be fire, Claressa.
What?
Swing on Envy to make an example.
I'm about to swing on Envy. I want to send a message today.
You know?
My lawyer gonna call your lawyer.
Yeah.
Hey, I hit men. That's what I want to send a message today.
So you don't know
Here's where
how
it gets even more uncomfortable. When you keep reminding people what you have done for them, that is not generosity anymore. That turns into leverage. That turns into a situation where it is no longer just I helped you. It becomes you owe me appreciation. You owe me loyalty. You owe me a certain response forever. And that kind of dynamic never lasts. It always breaks down at some point. So when she says people are not thankful for real, you have to ask yourself, is that actually true, or did something change along the way? Because gratitude doesn't just disappear for no reason. It shifts when expectations change, when relationships change, or when energy between people changes. And if multiple people around you start reacting differently over time, that is not random. That is a signal.
So you don't know how it got there.
No, I'm telling you, nothing's ever happened between me and 50. He actually invited me to Shreveport, paid for my flight, paid for my hotel, everything. So to wake up to this on New Year's, it was like, bro, nah, dog, that's wild to me. So he started that whole stuff with me. I've never started nothing with 50. I'm a person where it's like, look, don't start with me if you don't really want to go there. You don't want to go there, just don't start. And the only reason I didn't really go super back hard at him was because one, I was in camp, and two, Pap told me not to. That's it. Pap always tell me not to do something. He always telling me, I got it.
And sometimes you listen. Sometimes
I
you
listen.
don't.
I'm trying.
Why you ain't going to booth against 50?
What? I got a man to do that.
And this is where things get really uncomfortable. Because what if this whole message is not really about gratitude at all? What if this is what it looks like when someone starts losing control of the narrative, and instead of looking inward, they start looking outward? Because it's a lot easier to say people are ungrateful than it is to ask yourself if you played a part in creating the situation. And that's the part a lot of people don't want to face. Because if everybody around you keeps becoming the problem, at some point you have to ask the question nobody wants to ask. Is it really them, or is it you? Because there's a difference between being surrounded by the wrong people and repeating the same pattern with different people. And if it's a pattern, then it's not just bad luck. It's something deeper that is not being addressed.
Y'all never hold 50 accountable. He said he had paperwork of Big Meech being a snitch. We never seen it.
Receipts.
Nobody ever makes him be held accountable, man. It's just ridiculous. I just felt like he couldn't beat Pap at the rap thing, at the rap beat. So he had to just come for me. But I just wish 50 would have gotten a booth. Like,
right.
I thought he was a rapper. What is 50 Cent? Is he a rapper? Is he a producer? Is he a actor? What is he? And yes, I'm going to be suing you for defamation of character, for lying on my character and playing on my reputation. Don't ever put no body on me like that. Like, what is wrong with you? And you know, 50 lied about sleeping with Mia too back in 2006. So this is not of the abnormal of him. This is what he does, but everybody try to talk to me. What we talking about? I done turned down NFL, NBA, MLB, WWE. I turned down women. The hell?
Now, I'm not saying everything she said is wrong. There are definitely people out here who take advantage, who expect more, who are never satisfied. That exists. But when the message starts sounding this personal, this repetitive, and this emotional, people are going to start questioning where it's really coming from. So now I want to hear from you. Is she speaking real truth, or is this frustration dressed up as advice? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this one right here is definitely going to get people talking. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stay locked in, because you already know we keeping an eye on everything, and this situation is far from over.